Hello guys. In this video, let's talk about a very interesting, new and important concept called as structures in C++. So this will be like our entry point before we start discussing about the classes and objects and the different aspects of object-oriented programming. So structure is a good point to start with to know what exists other than a class and discuss about it. So um, a structure, you can think of it something like by now you already know that there are different data types that we could use, such as an integer or a string or a boolean, and then you also know by now the usage of functions, and now you can think of structures like a kind of a container that contains all of these together. You can bundle them together and do things with it. So especially, let's say for example, you are representing a student. You want to represent something related to a student. So the common things that are associated with the student is the ID number of a student, the name of the student, the age of the student. And using these three different data types, you might want to do some of the common functionalities which you want to put inside some function. So if there is a way for you to kind of contain all of this, the different data types, along with the function that does some operations on this inside one single container. That's what the structure offers for you. So the way you have to use the structures is that you just have to tell the struct keyword, provide some name to it, let's say student, and then just use this flower brackets and close. And now we can have an ID inside it. You can have the name of the student inside over there, and then you can also have a function which will print, let's say for example, the details of the student. So what we can tell is that student ID, and then um, print the ID, and also we can tell the name, and then kind of print the name. Okay, um, that's all. Let me close this. So the way for you to now we have kind of a structure which has different data types. There is a function, but how do we initialize this? How do you create this student? How do you create an instance of the student? Is that you just have to tell student S. Now there are different ways here. Either you can just initialize this, and then what you can do is that you kind of create an instance of this. Okay, so this is kind of generic. There's just a student structure, but you might want to refer to different students. So for each of those students, you can create an instance. The way you do that is you tell the structure name and then some variable. So this can be like student one. Okay, and then what you can tell is that the student one's ID will be 1, and student one's name will be, um, let's say, name itself in this case. um, so you kind of have created this, and now what you want to do is that you want to know all the details related to student, and you can just directly call print. So what this is going to do for us is that it will print us the ID and name of this instance that we created, which is of the student one. So let's execute that and see. Cheap first. Yeah, compilation is successful, and the output. So there we go. We created an instance of the student. We told this is ID, this is the name, and then we just invoked print, and we got all the details related to that particular student. So what happened here is that when we executed this ID and name, so an instance of this was created, and the ID and name got updated, and the print is also associated with the same instance of this to which we updated the ID and name, and that's when we called print. It was able to print the ID and name that we provided. So this is a very simple example of how you can bring in structures in C++. Um, that's all that I wanted to discuss in this video. Let's meet in the next video.